A mermaid is washed ashore by a storm and lashes out.
There are many questions that remain unanswered, but the mermaid sightings we've seen so far this year have sparked a ton of new debates.
Up first, the Mombasa mermaid. A shocking mermaid was caught on a fishing line and dragged ashore under the hot Kenyan sun. The coast south of Mombasa is a frequent fishing spot, and one lucky, or not so lucky, fisherman ended up hooking an incredibly rare and dangerous catch. After hours of fighting, they finally dragged in a massive mermaid. It seemed to have been battered on the rocks away from shore and was already very weak. Regardless, the people on the shore seemed more concerned with their curiosity and fascination than with the mermaid's well-being. This is currently the only known alleged video of a mermaid washed up on shore. However, there are some inconsistencies that we can see even now. We can see that the tail seems to be structured to move side to side as opposed to the usual up and down. This could mean one of any number of things. It could mean that this is a hoax, or that the other sightings of mermaids with dolphin-like tails as opposed to fish-like are the hoaxes instead. Or perhaps this is simply a different species of merfolk and they're all real creatures. What do you think?
The floating mermaid. This sighting has actually convinced some people that mermaids arrive from another world. While we have a general idea of what they might look like, there's so much about mermaids that remains completely unknown. People have been trying to locate the mysterious creatures for centuries, but they are also keen on learning their behaviors and habits as well. Well, now this person in the Caribbean believes they might have uncovered some new information regarding the humanoids. The exact location of the sighting is unknown, but it's quite clear that something is definitely out of the ordinary. The person managed to spot some remarkably large fishtails flopping around near the surface, but they were anything but normal. Aside from the fact that the tails were abnormally large, they also featured a very dark hue that seemed a little bit strange. There aren't too many creatures in this area that fit the description, so the person decided to approach the edge of the dock to get a better look at them. But just as they did that, something much creepier came floating by the shore. A mysterious head was bobbing out of the water, and its skin tone was identical to the large tails that were off in the distance. It seemed like these were definitely some type of humanoids, but the creepy face and the mysterious skin has convinced some people that these creatures are in fact extraterrestrial. There's a lot we need to uncover with mermaids, but this sighting definitely gave a lot of people the chills.
Next up is the creature in the cave. These South African spelunkers spotted a mermaid inside of their cave. South Africa has some fairly amazing cave systems, many of which are flooded by clear water. Many of these caves have unknown tunnels connecting them deep within the water. These deep and unknown connections have been hypothesized to even run all the way out to the sea, and may, as we see here, even be inhabited by mermaids. This is a dangerous situation to be in, though may be more risky for the mermaid than for the tourists. For sure, any one of these individuals would not be able to fight off a mermaid in the water, but against the whole group, the mermaid seems content to simply hide in the deep black water. Not hiding quite well enough, of course, but she soon vanishes back into the deeper tunnels.
After that, we have the river demon. Was this mermaid actually taunting the camera? It's an extremely rare sight to see a mermaid in person, and almost every sighting has the exact same outcome. They rarely ever show their full bodies, and if they do, it's only for a mere second. These mysterious humanoids really don't want to interact with humans, and that's what makes this encounter so strange. While no human was actually present for this sighting, the creature was spotted by a trail camera that was set up in the area. It was pointing directly at a bridge that was passing over a small river, so it seemed like the owner was already well aware of a strange creature in the area. It didn't take long for the unknown animal to appear on camera, but it didn't swim away as soon as it was spotted. It instead decided to turn around and stare directly at the camera. Now maybe it was just interested in what was keeping an eye on its home, but this was more than likely a clever scare tactic. It was very careful about hiding the rest of its humanoid body, but it was clearly letting the camera know that it was not welcome. This was definitely a chilling discovery that would keep most people away.
And finally is a sighting in Alexandria. This mermaid was allegedly swimming off the coast of Alexandria for quite some time before it was finally caught on camera by these two young adventurers. The mermaid can clearly be seen basking on the rocks in the sun before it notices it's being observed and leaps back into the water. Mermaids are at risk of drying out when on the surface, however, they also enjoy the warmth of the sun and are known to take this risk gladly, much as we risk drowning by swimming. However, the real issue comes from this mermaid being more vindictive than most. coast. This may well be a sort of mermaid hooligan, aggressive, bold, and antisocial, as well as being uncaring of mermaid society. This creature has been blamed for a significant amount of recent damage to local shipping, as well as the sinking of some smaller canoes and boats.